Foundations of Love. The summer air hung heavy with promise as Olivia Reed adjusted her graduation cap, scanning the crowd for Tyler Brooks. They had been inseparable since sophomore year chemistry class, when his Bunsen burner experiment had nearly set the classroom ablaze, and her quick thinking with the fire extinguisher had saved the day. Now, 4 years later, they stood on the precipice of adulthood, diplomas in hand and dreams stretching before them like an endless highway. "There's my hero." Tyler grinned, wrapping his arms around her waist. His sandy brown hair fell across his forehead in that way that still made her heart skip. "Ready to take on the world together?" Olivia nodded, unable to contain her smile. First stop, State University. Then the universe. They had it all planned out. Tyler would pursue kinesiology while building his fitness brand on the side. A dream born from years of high school sports and his natural talent for motivating others. Olivia would study business management, providing the practical foundation for their shared future. They were young perhaps, but certain of two things: their love and their complementary strengths. The early college years unfolded with the expected challenges. Their apartment was tiny, a third-floor walk-up with temperamental plumbing and neighbors who seemed allergic to quiet hours. Olivia juggled classes with her job as an administrative assistant at a local marketing firm, while Tyler divided his time between studies and creating workout videos in their living room, carefully angling the camera to hide the water stain on the ceiling. 52 views this week, he announced one evening, laptop balanced on his knees as they shared a dinner of discount pasta. That's 17 more than last week. "Progress," Olivia encouraged, squeezing his shoulder. "The algorithms will catch up to your talent eventually." What Tyler lacked in immediate success, he made up for in persistence. Every rejection from local gyms where he sought training positions only fueled his determination. Every unnoticed post became a lesson in content creation, and through it all, Olivia remained his constant, his foundation, editing his videos late into the night, suggesting engagement strategies from her marketing courses, and believing in his vision even when subscriber counts plateaued for months. After graduation, Olivia secured a position with the marketing firm, providing them with financial stability while Tyler continued pursuing his fitness platform. Their tiny apartment upgraded to a slightly less tiny condo, and wedding bands soon adorned their fingers in a simple ceremony, attended by their closest friends and family. "To my North Star," Tyler toasted at their reception, raising a glass toward Olivia. "The woman who keeps me grounded while helping me reach for the stars." The years that followed tested their resilience in ways they hadn't anticipated. While Olivia's career steadily advanced, Tyler's fitness platform remained stubbornly stagnant. The market was oversaturated, dominated by personalities with more resources and connections. There were nights when doubt crept into their bedroom like an unwelcome ghost, when Tyler questioned whether his dream was worth the struggle. "Maybe I should just get a regular job," he whispered one night, staring at the ceiling after another disappointing launch of workout plans that had barely sold. "Stop chasing this fantasy." Olivia propped herself up on one elbow, studying the profile of the man she'd loved for nearly a decade. "Is that what you want? Or is that your frustration talking?" "I don't know anymore," he admitted. "Well, I do," she replied firmly. "You're not just another fitness guy, Tyler. You actually care about helping people. Your approach is different, more authentic. It might take longer, but the right audience will find you." Her faith wasn't blind. It was built on the foundation of knowing who he truly was beneath the ambition and occasional self-doubt. And for a while, it seemed her belief would be enough to sustain them both through the lean times. Neither could have predicted how quickly everything would change when Olivia's pregnancy test revealed 2 pink lines on an ordinary Tuesday morning, just as Tyler's latest workout series unexpectedly began gaining traction online. The betrayal, the first viral video, came without warning. Tyler had posted a high-intensity workout routine with his signature encouraging commentary. Nothing particularly different from his hundreds of previous uploads. But something about this one, perhaps the lighting, the algorithm, or simply timing, caught fire. Overnight, his follower count jumped from a modest 12,000 to over 50,000. "I don't understand what happened," Tyler said, staring at his phone in disbelief as notifications continued to pour in. His eyes were wide with a mixture of shock and elation. "It's the exact same content I've been posting for years." Olivia wrapped her arms around him from behind, resting her chin on his shoulder. "Because people are finally seeing what I've always seen in you," she whispered, genuine happiness coloring her voice despite the slight morning sickness she'd been battling. The pregnancy test remained their little secret for now. She wanted to wait until the 12-week mark before sharing the news, even with Tyler riding this unexpected wave of success. Within weeks, Tyler Brooks became a recognized name in the fitness influencer community. Brands began reaching out with sponsorship offers. Gym equipment companies sent free products. His inbox overflowed with collaboration requests from other content creators eager to tap into his rapidly growing audience. And then came the message from Camilla Stone. With over 3 million followers across platforms, Camilla represented everything the fitness industry celebrated: sculpted physique, photogenic features, and a personal brand built on exclusivity and aspiration. Her invitation to co-host a weekend workout retreat in Miami arrived like a golden ticket, promising exposure Tyler had only dreamed of. "This could change everything," he said, pacing their living room. "Camilla Stone, Liv, do you know what doors this could open?" Olivia nodded, genuinely excited for him while fighting a wave of nausea. "You deserve this, Tyler. All your hard work is finally paying off." The weekend of the Miami retreat coincided with their first ultrasound appointment. Tyler hesitated when she reminded him of the timing, conflict flashing across his features before resolution settled in. "You understand this opportunity, right? We can reschedule the appointment," he suggested. "This kind of exposure could set us up financially before the baby comes." Olivia swallowed her disappointment. "Of course. Go to Miami. I'll see if my mom can come with me instead." She couldn't have known those 4 days would fundamentally alter the trajectory of their marriage. Tyler returned from Miami different, subtly at first, then increasingly obvious. His phone became an extension of his hand, constantly buzzing with notifications that made him smile at private jokes. His content shifted, adopting Camilla's glossier aesthetic and aspirational tone. References to authenticity and keeping it real, once the cornerstone of his brand, gradually disappeared from his videos. When Olivia finally shared a sonogram picture with him at 16 weeks, his reaction lacked the enthusiasm she'd anticipated. "That's great," he said, glancing at the grainy image before returning to his phone. "Hey, Camilla thinks I should rebrand completely. New logo, new color scheme, more luxury, less approachable gym buddy. What do you think?" The distance between them grew as Tyler's star continued to rise. He was rarely home, constantly traveling for collaborations, photo shoots, and industry events. Their conversations became transactional rather than intimate, focused on schedules and logistics instead of dreams and fears. Olivia noticed the changes in their social media presence too. Where she had once been a regular feature in his content, she now appeared less frequently. When she asked about it during a rare dinner together, his response cut deeper than she could have anticipated. "The analytics don't lie, Liv. Posts with just me perform better," he explained with clinical detachment. "Besides, the pregnancy doesn't really align with the aspirational aesthetic we're building." "We?" she questioned quietly. Tyler looked up from his plate, meeting her eyes with a coldness she'd never seen before. "Camilla and I, we've decided to form a more official partnership. Her business manager thinks my brand needs significant refinement to reach its full potential." The revelation came 3 days later. Olivia returned from a prenatal appointment to find Tyler packing a suitcase, his movements methodical and decided. "I can't do this anymore," he stated without preamble. "This life, it's holding me back from who I'm meant to become." "This life?" Olivia repeated, one hand instinctively covering her growing belly. "You mean our marriage? Our baby?" "Camilla helped me see things clearly," Tyler continued, avoiding her eyes. "I'm at a critical point in building my brand. I need to be free to pursue these opportunities without complications." "Complications," she echoed hollowly. "That's what we've become to you?" His silence confirmed what his words couldn't acknowledge. When he finally spoke again, the calculated cruelty of his statement made it clear how thoroughly Camilla's influence had transformed him. "You're not part of my new image, Olivia. The struggling, supportive wife narrative doesn't sell premium fitness subscriptions or luxury supplement lines." The foundation they had spent a decade building crumbled completely that afternoon, leaving Olivia alone with the shattered remains of their shared dreams and a child growing beneath her heart. unwanted baggage in Tyler's carefully curated new world. Rebirth. The guest bedroom in her parents' suburban home felt both familiar and foreign to Olivia as she unpacked the remnants of her married life. Family photos remained face down in her suitcase, too painful to display, too precious to discard. At 22 weeks pregnant, the physical evidence of her changing life was impossible to hide, though the emotional wounds remained carefully concealed beneath practiced smiles. "You've always had a home here," her father, Richard, assured her, setting a cup of chamomile tea on the nightstand. His eyes, so like her own, reflected concern tinged with barely contained anger toward the son-in-law who had abandoned his daughter. "Just until I figure things out," Olivia promised, though the path forward seemed shrouded in fog. Her career at the marketing firm had been placed on hold, a mutual decision after panic attacks began interrupting client meetings. Divorce papers arrived via courier the same week, Tyler's signature already in place, alongside a settlement offer that felt more like conscience money than fair division of their intertwined lives. Sleep eluded her most nights, leaving her restless and adrift in the pre-dawn hours. During one such sleepless night, she opened her laptop and began typing, not with any purpose or audience in mind, but simply to externalize the thoughts circling endlessly in her mind. "Today marks 27 days since my husband decided our family wasn't compatible with his personal brand. 27 days of alternating between numbness and searing pain. 27 days of wondering how someone I've loved since I was 16 could transform into a stranger who values Instagram aesthetics over the child we created together." She titled it "Unexpected Detours" and published it on a free blogging platform, more as personal therapy than public statement. By morning, the post had received 43 comments, each one from women sharing similar stories of betrayal, abandonment, and difficult reinventions. "You put into words exactly what I couldn't explain to my own family," wrote one commenter. "Please tell us more about your journey," encouraged another. "Your voice matters." Surprised but somewhat comforted by the response, Olivia began writing regularly, raw, unfiltered reflections on grief, pregnancy, and the disorienting process of rebuilding an identity separate from her marriage. She named the blog Whole Hearts with the tagline, "Breaking doesn't mean broken." As her following grew, so did her sense of purpose. Each post became a lifeline not only for herself, but for thousands of readers navigating their own difficult transitions. Brands specializing in maternal wellness began reaching out, offering partnerships that aligned with her authentic voice rather than demanding she conform to their existing aesthetic. "They want me to create content about prenatal nutrition," she told her mother, Claire, with bewilderment after receiving her first significant sponsorship offer. "Me, the person whose main pregnancy craving is dill pickle potato chips dipped in chocolate pudding." Claire smiled, squeezing her daughter's hand. "Because you're real, sweetheart. You don't pretend to have all the answers. People trust that." The contrast between Olivia's rising platform and Tyler's carefully curated image became increasingly apparent. While he projected a lifestyle of perfection alongside Camilla, whose sculpted features now appeared in most of his content, Olivia invited followers into the messy reality of her journey. She shared ultrasound appointments, nursery preparations, and unfiltered discussions about her fears of single parenthood. When Emma Claire Reed entered the world on a stormy April morning, Olivia shared a simple photo of tiny fingers wrapped around her thumb. No filters, no staged newborn photo shoot, just the raw emotion of a mother meeting her daughter for the first time. "She has her father's eyes," she wrote in the caption, a reminder that even from broken relationships, perfect things can emerge. The post received over 1 million interactions within 24 hours. Practical considerations eventually necessitated monetizing her growing platform. With her parents' encouragement, Olivia transformed a corner of their basement into a makeshift studio, filming content during Emma's nap times. Her business degree proved unexpectedly valuable as she navigated sponsorship negotiations and partnership agreements. "What started as my therapy has somehow become our future," she marveled to her father as they installed sound-absorbing panels on the basement walls. 3-month-old Emma slept peacefully in a bassinet nearby, blissfully unaware of her role as the heart of her mother's evolving brand. "Not somehow," Richard corrected gently. "You built this, Olivia. One honest word at a time." The Whole Hearts community continued expanding beyond the blog into multiple platforms. Olivia's approach to content remained steadfastly authentic, sharing both triumphs and struggles, celebrating small victories while acknowledging ongoing challenges. When followers asked about Tyler, she neither vilified him nor manufactured false harmony. "Emma's father has chosen a different path," became her standard response. "We're focusing on creating our own story now." As Emma approached her first birthday, Whole Hearts had evolved from personal blog to comprehensive wellness brand. Olivia developed partnerships with ethical companies aligned with her values, launched a podcast featuring conversations with therapists and life transition experts, and published an ebook of reflections that quickly topped several digital bestseller lists. Financial independence allowed her to lease a small but charming apartment, where she and Emma established their first home together. The walls displayed no evidence of Tyler or their shared past, not from bitterness but from Olivia's determination to build something entirely new. "Sometimes healing means leaving certain chapters unillustrated," she explained in a podcast episode that resonated deeply with her audience. On difficult days, when Emma's expressions mirrored her father's or when loneliness pressed in despite her bustling online community, Olivia returned to writing, transforming pain into connection through words that reached millions of screens around the world. "Today I found myself looking at old photos," she wrote late one evening after Emma had fallen asleep. "Not to reopen wounds, but to acknowledge how far I've traveled from that broken woman who thought her life had ended when her marriage did. If you're in that dark place now, please know, what feels like an ending might actually be a beginning in disguise. Your whole heart is waiting on the other side of healing." She couldn't have known how prophetic those words would prove to be as Whole Hearts continued its remarkable trajectory, or how they would sustain her through the unexpected developments waiting just around the corner. Rising and falling stars. 4 years passed in a blur of milestones and achievements. Olivia's Whole Hearts evolved from blog to multimedia empire, a wellness brand valued at 8 figures with book deals, product lines, and a dedicated team of 20 employees. Meanwhile, Emma grew into a bright, compassionate 4-year-old with her mother's resilience and creative spirit. Tyler's trajectory took the opposite direction. His partnership with Camilla imploded spectacularly after tabloids exposed their manufactured relationship as a marketing strategy. Audiences, increasingly drawn to authenticity over aspiration, abandoned his platform in droves. A series of desperate rebranding attempts, luxury fitness, extreme challenges, even spiritual wellness, failed to recapture his relevance in the rapidly evolving digital landscape. "Mommy, why does that man on the computer look sad?" Emma asked innocently one afternoon, pointing to a news article featuring Tyler's latest failed product launch. Olivia closed the browser, choosing her words carefully. Sometimes people get lost trying to be what others want instead of who they truly are. As Tyler's career collapsed under scandals and shifting trends, Olivia received an unexpected call from her financial advisor. "That property you loved in Cypress Hills just came back on the market," he informed her. "Significantly reduced price. The owners need to sell quickly." The sprawling estate had caught her eye months earlier, a perfect home for Emma with room for Whole Hearts headquarters. What her advisor hadn't mentioned was its location, directly adjacent to the mansion Tyler had purchased during his peak fame. Now half its original value with a prominent price-reduced sign on the manicured lawn. "I'll take it," Olivia decided, knowing this purchase represented more than real estate. It was the final chapter of her rebirth. Full circle neighbors. The moving trucks arrived on a crisp autumn morning, unloading Olivia and Emma's belongings into their new home. From the upstairs window, Olivia could see directly into Tyler's backyard, where neglected pool equipment and overgrown landscaping told the story of financial decline. Their inevitable reunion occurred 3 days later at the community mailboxes. "Olivia?" Tyler's voice carried the weight of years and regret. Gone was the polished influencer persona, replaced by a man who looked older than his 33 years. "Hello, Tyler," she replied calmly, gathering Emma closer to her side. Recognition dawned in his eyes as he looked at the child, his daughter, for the first time. "Is this?" "This is Emma," Olivia confirmed without elaboration. The conversation that followed was brief and stilted, ending with Tyler's halting invitation for coffee sometime to catch up. Olivia neither accepted nor declined, simply offering a non-committal smile before guiding Emma home. That night she stood on her balcony overlooking both properties. The contrast between her thriving garden and his neglected grounds mirroring their divergent paths. "I thought I'd feel vindication," she confessed to her father during his visit the following weekend. "Instead, I just feel peace." Over the following months, Olivia established clear but compassionate boundaries as Tyler cautiously entered their lives. She facilitated supervised visits between father and daughter, without harboring expectations of co-parenting. When he apologized for his past cruelty, she accepted his words without promising forgiveness. "Success isn't about who has the bigger house or more followers," she told Emma one evening as they watched the sunset from their garden. "It's about building a life that feels true to who you are." As Whole Hearts continued flourishing, Olivia found unexpected closure in their parallel lives, not through revenge or recrimination, but through the quiet triumph of authenticity over image, substance over style, and the enduring power of a heart that refused to stay broken.